Hi, Julie here from Copy What I Use for Revision, and in today's revision tips and tricks I'm actually going to show you a way to help your children remember boring lists of facts and to actually retain it in your memory for a lot longer by transferring it from your short-term memory to your long-term memory. Okay, so with this revision trick, what you actually need to do is, if you've got a boring list of information, and I've picked a really boring list for today's example, it always helps to link it to a story and to more interesting images, because that's a way you'll remember a list better. Okay, so for today's example, I've picked a list of 10 Jupiters moons from Jupiter. I mean, do you know any Jupiter moons? Because I know I didn't know any till I actually picked this list for demonstration purposes. Okay, so I'm just going to show you the list that I've made, which is by there. So I don't know if you can see that. You've got Io, Europa, Ganymede, Leader, Himalaya, Carpo, Harper-like, Kale. Can you see that okay? Kale. Then you've got Callisto and you've got Ukulele. I don't know if that's how you pronounce them, but that's how I pronounce them, okay? So I'm sure you'll agree. They're not a list that I would have known before. I certainly am not clever enough to know what the 10 moons are on Jupiter. But I've just picked a random 10 there, and I'm going to show you, using this easy revision trick, how you can actually transfer that to your long-term memory via a story and link in a story with more interesting images, and that will actually stay there and retain in your memory. Okay, and I promise you I hadn't done this before today, because I've had no reason whatsoever to know what the 10 moons are in Jupiter. Okay, so for the first one, which was, can you remember the first one on the list? It was Io. Now I've got it, for those of you who follow me, know my dog's name is Yolo. So that's an easy one for me, Io. Okay? The second one on the list was Europa, and for demonstration purposes, in my imagination, I've got Yolo, my dog, Yo, holding up a flag, or, well, it doesn't have to be a Europe flag, it can be a sign saying Brexit. Because if you're living in the UK like me, you can't very well forget Brexit in a hurry, because it just seems to have gone on forever. So I've picked, to represent Europa, I've got Yolo holding up a sign saying Brexit, okay? The third one on the list is Ganymede, and I remember this because for whatever reason my daughter calls my dog Morgan, and she calls him Gan for short, okay? So the Gan for the Ganymede, I remember through her nickname for Yolo, which is short for Morgan. She calls him Gan. Don't ask me why, that's just what she calls him, okay? So we've got Io, we've got Europa, and we've got Ganymede, okay? Now the next one in the story we're going to link it to is going to be, number 4 is Leader. Now I've got Danielle actually sharpening a pencil, which is the reference then to lead. So that's going to be where Leader comes in, and Himalaya is going to be where Yolo, she calls Yolo over. He then, as he goes towards Danielle who's sharpening a pencil, he actually knocks over my Himalayan salt lamp that Roy bought for me, okay? And not only does he do that, he actually bangs into the fish tank that we've got that have got carp in them. Okay, so that's where the carpo comes in. Okay, so we've got Io, we've got Europa, we've got Ganymede, we have got Leader, and then we've got Himalaya, and now we've got Carpo, which he's actually barged into the tank that's got carp in it. Okay, now at the bottom of the tank you think, well, how on earth are you going to link in Harper-like? Well, that's easy. I've got a mermaid at the bottom of the tank, fish tank, and she's playing a harp. And Danielle, my daughter, again, we're using it a lot for today's demonstration, but she actually says like a lot at the end of a lot of her sentences. So that's where I've got the Harper-like. Okay. The next one's going to be, I haven't got all coral at the bottom of my fish tank. I've got all green kale. Okay. So that's where the kale comes in. And then for the last 2 on the list, I've got Roy, my husband, who's calling the dog over because he's caused such a commotion. So he's calling a Yolo. So that's where we actually get Callisto. And then the last one on there then is ukulele, and Roy's playing a ukulele. Well, Roy's never played a ukulele in his life, don't even know if he'd know what a ukulele is. So that's how I'm going to remember ukuleles, okay? So I'm going to put this into operation now. I'm going to close my eyes because I'm going to visualise my story. So play along with me now and see how many of these 10 moons in Jupiter you can remember. Okay, so I'm going to close my eyes and remember the story and see how many I remember. Okay, and I'll put my finger up for each one I remember, okay? When my eyes close, it's going to be a bit of an exercise. Okay, Yo, Europa, Ganymede, Leader, Himalaya, Carpo, Harper-like, Kale, Callisto, and Euclid. How's that? Eyes closed, you know, one looking at a list, and I've got all 10. So you try it, make your own story up with it, and see how many of the 10 moons of Jupiter you can remember. And try impressing your friends and family tonight with it. I'm sure that'll be quite impressive. The time you keep doing my memory techniques, you'll be able to actually be an expert in pub quizzes, etc. Okay, so that's today's exercise and today's revision tip and trick on how to use simple memory tricks and techniques to actually make your children's revision of GCSE a lot easier and a lot quicker. Now, I actually have found a cool little book that I use to further enhance my learning on these memory tricks, and it's called, let me just show it for you here, it's Dr. Chan's Total GCSE or GCSE Total Recall System. Okay, and as well as sharing the alphabet tip, which I shared a few days ago on the video, this is another memory technique that he shares. He actually did as part of the alphabet system, but I've done it as another feature he does in there, which is story linking. Okay, so if you'd like to have further tips like this in this book, Dr. Chan's GCSE Total Recall System, I'll pop a link at the bottom of this video. I strongly urge you to get it because it's very reasonably priced, comes with a money back guarantee anyway, and it makes learning GCSE facts, well, any learning for that matter, but GCSE in particular facts, a lot quicker and a lot more memorable, and things that you can just recall time and time again because it stores as your long-term memory. Okay, so I'll pop a link to the bottom. What I would make you aware of, though, is that it is an affiliate link, so there is a chance I could receive a small commission if you use my link to purchase the book. But it won't cost you any more. It'll cost you exactly the same. It's just that the product owner, if any eligible commissions are due to me, he'll pay me direct. Okay, so that's it for today's GCSE revision tip and trick. Okay, hope you found it useful. If you did, please pop a like at the bottom. And I'll make another video for you real soon. Bye for now.